Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Alvin, I'm the flipping collector. I do resell things, stuff, toys, collectibles, anything I can flip for profit and then I'll resell. I also do collect, as you can tell from the stuff that I have behind me and the things that I sell. I do collect, and then if I don't really like it down the road, I will just move it along. Right now, in this video, if you clicked on it, I gonna be honest, I've already stopped buying collectibles at retail for quite a while actually. I've stopped doing it since I think even before the pandemic, and even so for this year, it's even more prevalent that I will definitely not buy anything at retail price or even pre-order. There are a few exceptions, of course. There are things that I will still pre-order if there's a bonus part to a certain figure or a line that I'm collecting that I still really adore. But there are certain products and brands that I just stay away from because there's too darn many of it. The reason being, in the where I'm based at in Singapore, prices are really expensive. Like action figures can go up to 50, 60, some even $70. Basic figures with maybe one more pair of hands, it's $50, $60. That's absurd. That's just bonkers. And then you have those that have many accessories, which for the life of me, action figures, I always lose them when I open them because I don't really pose it that much. I'm not sure about you. Comment down below how you actually keep your action figures if you open them loose, because there's too darn many accessories in the first place. For those that come with accessories, those are expensive also. Those are like close to, some are even close to $200 right now. Some are standard. I think the Storm collectibles are 120 Singapore dollars, which is mind-boggling. The fact that it's rain is still, I mean, I believe the paint job is very good. Don't get me wrong, the paint job could be miles better than the basic figures that you go to Toys R Us to see, the collectible range, so to speak. But $120 is really expensive. And for life of me, the fact is there are certain lines that don't hold value down the road. It could be value as an investment, as a collectible, because been to my last video when I say no one is buying your collection because you spent $100 over for a figure, heck, even $60 for a figure, and then you are done with it. You just don't want to play with it. You do not want to deal with it because you have lost interest on it. Usually is you lose interest on it. The fact it means is there's more things down the line, and as someone who's been collecting for close to 20 years, up and down, I've been collecting and non-collecting at the moment, and also reselling, I realized that there are certain toy lines that don't hold value at all. Vintages will always be vintages, but the fact is, even those that have come out, for instance, like Toy Biz. Toy Biz has been making Marvel figures for a very long while. They made the usual basic figures in the 90s, and then of course they made Marvel Legends, which was really good back in the day with the base and everything. And then it's only like, in Singapore, it's only like $20 odd. And then now, with inflation and everything else, with Disney buying, Marvel, the fact is, it has gotten to a point that the collectible market, it's, in my view, pretty expensive at the moment. Why do I even say that? And I have proof that it's expensive. It's because at certain places, they are dumping the figures and nobody's actually buying them. I mean, the few that are the more mainstay, the more popular figures get bought up due to certain figures that you want to complete the line. As a completist, some of them you can choose, cherry pick the figures. And then, of course, with Disney, Disney this year, especially this year, they've done way too much. They've tried to make so many of the same, different variants of Spider-Man, your Iron Man, and nobody's really buying them because how many Iron Man and Spider-Man do you really need? As a casual collector, it doesn't make sense to buy so many Iron Mans down the road. Coming back to it, the heydays of collecting all the Iron Mans because it was cool, and then it was so nice that you have the Hall of Armor, and then everybody was going gaga with it. Be it the Marvel Legends and then the Hot Toys figurines. I know I was part of that crowd that actually bought into these figures thinking that, because it was cool. As you realize that your interest wane on it, and then you try to sell down, and then you bought it at that price, it doesn't hold value. It's just plain sad. And then also the fact that is, as some of you, I think most of you as collectors, you all realize that you do not want to part with an item so cheaply. I have come to terms with it, to be very honest. If I have to sell down a collection and sell it to close to nothing, I will, because there are so many things, so many collectibles that are going to be made down the line. And for Hasbro or Marvel to rehash Iron Man again, they can do it. And then to make it better, which they are already doing it within the course of this 20 years since the first Iron Man was made. They've done the die-cast version. Then now with Hot Toys, they're going the route of remaking Joker and Anakin Skywalker and even Wonder Woman with rooted hair, and all the collectors are going gaga over it because there's only like 2,000 pieces or some limited edition range over it. The fact is, step back a bit and you look at it, the fact remains is there are so many different Heath Ledger Jokers out there in the first place, whether rooted hair or not. That's what I'm trying to get at. That's why I don't really think I will be buying any collectibles at retail at the moment. The other reasons is, as with the brands and the toy makers make so much of it and nobody's buying it, which I talked about it in my last video, that why nobody is buying your collection. They're dumping. And when they dump or they sell, nobody's also really buying it. I've seen the McFarlane lines that they made so many Batmans or variations of Batmans, and nobody's buying it even at $10. It's bonkers. I don't know where they're going to landfill that thing. And with Singapore, which is fairly unique to Singapore, is we have Amazon Singapore, who is also connected to Amazon US and Amazon Japan. With interest rate high, inflation high, and the exchange rate is getting way out of hand. The yen is like so weak right now. You can actually buy toys and not pre-order with any of the local sellers and still be cheaper than them. I've actually made it known to one of the sellers, and he can't do much about it because the distributor gives him that price. He has to adhere to that price because if not, he won't make a profit. And I understand that. But for me, as a consumer, I wouldn't buy from him. I would buy from Amazon or directly from Japan and then take a swing at shipping, which quite frankly, I think shipping rate has gone down a little bit, but it's still high to my preference, but it's still slightly cheaper than what it is now if you buy from a local buyer. I'm all about supporting local, but the fact remains is that if prices don't be well in line with each other, then I will not just stop buying from retail. Again, the shops are dumping. I've seen Popular selling the Motu line for $10.90. That's bonkers. The Masterverse line, which is some of the very good action figures out there for the Master Universe line. It's actually really good. It's at $10.90. What the hell? If anybody have bought it at $20 over, I am so sorry to you. I've actually bought my own He-Man and Skeletor from an event sale at $10. It's $10 only. That's the going rate that they think they can clear. So what makes you think I will buy anything at retail at this point? Then of course, I've touched upon it that if you walk down the toy aisle or you want to pre-order from your favorite toy shop, support your specialty shop, and you realize there's so many done figures of the same figure out there. That's way too many. When I say figures, as in like the character that you have, like for instance, you want to buy Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman.
I am Catwoman. Hear me roar.
I'm talking in the sense of the statue side. I was thinking of pre-ordering one because I love Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. Michelle Pfeiffer portrayal of Catwoman was really a classic. But then all of a sudden, there's so many statue companies making Michelle Pfeiffer. I think I counted there were like 4 or 5 of them making the 1/4 scale. That's bonkers. Then I just chose to not to buy it because I think down the road it's going to be on clearance or something, and then I'll just pick up one for cheap later down the road. Not to say that I am not pre-ordering anything. If I see something that I really like and I sit on it, and then after a while and I still think about it, then maybe I will pre-order. And then I will touch about how I do my pre-ordering to save more money, because in actual fact, nowadays I don't really buy anything on credit. That's one thing that you should think about while buying your collectibles down the road, because it's going to get tough as the months goes by, as interest rate is high and inflation is not coming down at the moment. So anyway, these are my thoughts on the matter. On a side note, I've been to cash converters in Singapore, and they have Marvel Legends and Motu figures at really good prices. I've also managed to buy and resell some of the toys that some of the collectors have actually sold to cash converters, which is again mind-boggling. I'm not sure how those get to cash converters. And it goes to show one thing, that no one is actually buying your collection if you think that price it is. If you had to resort to selling to cash converter, that means there is something wrong in the market right now. So I will urge you to rethink your collection right now. Take a step back, look at your collection and see where it can be fine-tuned to better suit your needs down the road, because we all collectors will collect irregardless. I've been in this game for 20 years. I've been in and out of it. I've sold down my collection. I've rebought it. I've also sold it down. There are many of you have done it likewise. You know what I'm talking about. Comment down below if you resold any of your collection. You rebought some of the things. It's just collecting. We just love the fun of it. But the fact remains is, this year you might want to step back and think about how you want to collect, because with all this going around, it's way too much at hand that you think you're missing out. Think again. You're not. It's absolutely not. So yeah, anyway, this will be my end of this video. This video is just basically a rant. It's just telling you that on my side of the point of view is, I'm not really buying any collectibles. Some of them I do enjoy it. I'll be honest with you, when I look at the pictures, I still find joy in that they are coming up with so many of these. The G.I. Joe lines, the Funko lines are still moving along. The Marvel Legends, they are still churning out figures that are quite nice. I'll be very honest. Then there are a few other lines, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the new movie figures are really good. Really good. I look at it, it's really good, but as you can tell, you more than likely it's going to go down the discount line. Nobody's really going to buy it. That's why I'm going to stop. I've already stopped buying it at retail. Just wait for a discount, and it goes down further. Good for me. If I don't get it at the discount, then so be it. There's always something down the road to buy again. So thank you very much. If you find this, my rant on why I don't buy anymore at retail, comment down below, do subscribe to more of me, and I'll catch you on the flip side while I share my thoughts on collecting, reselling, and I will be talking more down the future. Take care everyone. I'll see you around. Bye bye.